Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to assemble one of these FEDMAX cabinets that I purchased for my garage. I have two of them. I put one together already just to work out the kinks, what the issues are with putting this together. This way we can breeze right through and I can show you the quick way to get this cabinet together. I purchased these on Amazon. They're about $300 a cabinet. Not too bad. I kind of like them so far. And they go together pretty nicely for the purpose that I need just to store bottles, chemicals, this garage type things or some tools in there. I think these are great. These are about 6 foot tall. It's as tall as me. They're about approximately 30 inches in size. There's key lock, and you can basically lock it if you want, So let's get started. I have another box over here. I'm going to unpack it and we'll check it out. Start this project. Basically, you're going to need 3 items plus the manual. You basically need an impact drill, obviously the impact with a bit. This is a number 1 bit. You can get away with number 1, number 2. Number 1 fits perfectly, I believe. I believe this is a number 1. Let me just double check it. Yep, number 1, P1. So a number 1 bit, Phillips screwdriver, not more than a number 2. This is a number 1 also that I have. Utility knife and manual. That's all you will need to do this project. The manual, pretty straightforward. Pretty simple to figure this out. It's quick and easy. And the instructions are pretty good. There's a few things putting the first one together that I'll just give you a couple of tips to make it easy for you so you don't struggle. So the first thing I'm going to do is open the box and unbox the panels. These boxes, I would say they weigh about 100 pounds. So when they show up at your house, be prepared to lift up a pretty heavy box. They're not so easy to lift up by yourself because they're bulky. And I have it on its back side right now, so it's easy to cut the box open. Okay. And then what I'll do is I'm going to flip it over now. I'm going to take the top off. Just discard that. They actually pack this very nicely, so the panels do not get damaged. Pretty impressive. So they put a metal band all the way around, which is pretty easy to take apart. And then they have masonite panels, which you can find other things to do with this stuff at home. So should something hit the box and try to damage the panel, and you can see right here, something actually hit this box because it took the ding. Now, is the panel damaged? I don't know. We'll see when we start taking this apart, but it did took a hit, and I can see the cardboard also has damage at that location. So let's see if we have a damaged panel. Now you just pull these off, these metal channels that they put in here, and you just discard it. Hopefully, yeah, we do. We have a damaged panel. But you know what? This panel, which is the back panel, yeah, this is a back panel. They put the back panels on the front side, so this way, if it did happen that you got damaged, you're not going to see it because it's really going to be against your wall. For me, I'm not going to call them up and start saying I want another panel. That's crazy. If it was on the front, I would have a different position on it. But I'm going to start to lay these out. And what you'll see here is each panel has a letter. It says this side up, and it has a letter. And that letter, basically, through the directions, will indicate where they go. But I know already, because I did one. And I'll bring you through that. So I'm going to start taking it apart and laying the panels out, A, B, C, D, in order. Here's another one. This is panel B. The other one I took out before was panel C. And there's no damage to this panel. And as you can see, they do package this very well. And this is a side panel. This is panel A. Okay? Panel A and B go together. And then these are the shelf panels and top and bottom panels. So these are actually shelves. I'm just going to lay these over here out of our way. They don't want the last things to go in, including the doors. This has 2 holes in it. That's the bottom panel. That's a separate panel that takes screws, and that's why it has those holes. And it also has these 2 cutouts. Now on the paperwork, they pin out that this is panel H, this one. I had to figure this out. They do not put a label on this panel at all, no label. So you wouldn't know it's H. You got to kind of figure this out, but I'll help you with it. So panel H has these 2 cutouts that'll go in the front, and then the back has these 2 holes that will accept screws. Okay, so this is an important panel. This is hardware. I'll explain that to you. All this foam you can just discard. Okay, this is the next panel. This is panel G. This is another important panel. G has these 3 holes in the back and 4 holes. Well, this is 4 holes are in the back. These 3 are for the front, where this is going to be screwed in. So, G and H, 2 important, and they are not marked, but they have these additional holes where the shelves do not have holes. Keep going. So we got a couple more shelves. And don't pile the shelves on top of each other, because then you could damage the shelves, scratch them. This is metal, and metal is very easy to scratch. Sheet metal at that, I should call it. And this is panel D. This is another side panel. So this will go with this panel here, C. C and D go together. And that's the end. And then lastly, are the doors. The doors I'm going to stand up over here for now, out of the way, because I don't want to damage them. And there's a box in here of additional hardware. And you have the top frame and the bottom frame. And I'll show you those, how they go together. 2 important pieces. And we have the other door. And that basically makes up all the parts that we're going to need for this installation, and let me show you the hardware. So I have the hardware here. This is the mounting plates. You have 4 mounting plates and 4 adjuster feet total. And you should check your parts to make sure you have the right amounts. Another set of keys. I don't know if those keys match, probably not. Not keyed alike, but it is what it is. Would be surprising if they work in the other cabinet. Maybe they are keyed alike. Would be nice. So we'll check that out at the end. Okay, so I'm going to take my parts. These are parts that are left over here from the last installation. So I have my keys, I got my 4 legs, I have my 4 mounting plates, okay, and I'll show you how to install those. I have these are shelf clips, basically that hold the shelves in place. And then we have the shelf locks, which lock them in place. These are these plastic pieces, so the shelves don't pop out on you. And I'm just separating them right now, and then we'll do a quick count and make sure we have all the parts. If not, there is a phone number that you can call on the paperwork, which very interesting. I didn't see directions in this second box, so it goes to show you that you may not get directions if you buy one box, but who knows. Anyway, should you not have all the parts and everything, they want to hear from you, and it basically tells you, thank you for choosing FEDMAX. One of our central values at FEDMAX is listening to the customers. We like to hear from you. They like the feedback. Leave a review on Amazon. That's where I bought them, from Amazon. However, if you're missing parts, I found the phone number. Oh wait, this is probably the best, is they have a 30-day money-back guarantee, 1-year limited warranty. Please contact customer service. So if you have an issue, you just send an email to sales@fedmaxproducts.com, and you can then get all the parts. But this is the manual, pretty simple. This is a no-brainer. Okay, so let's finish up. So let me just complete the separation here of the parts. These 2 pins, and then you have these plastic washers that we'll need. There's only 2 of those required. And then you have all the screws. It's really a bunch of screws. All the screws are the same size, so there's not multiple size screws that you have to use and figure out which one goes where. It's pretty simple. So I'm just going to count my parts. We have 4 of these mounting plates. We have 4 of the adjustable legs to level off your cabinet in your garage if your floor is not level. So it's supposed to have 16 of these. I got 19 of these, plus I got some extras left over from the other one. I'm good. I got the 2 pins. I got at least 2 of those plastic washers so the door does not bind. And then it's supposed to have 46 screws. 46, 48, 49 screws they gave me, so they gave me extras just in case I lose a few. All right, we're ready to go. Let's get this FEDMAX put together and bang this out. Okay, so I have my impact, and I have 3 screws. That's all I'm going to need. One at the top, one in the midpoint, one at the bottom. This is panel A and B, both with the tags, the arrows going up. So I just take this, I'm going to lift it up like so. Then I'm going to slide the back panel into panel A. So that's panel B going into panel A. Okay, And I'm going to grab my impact, put one screw in it. And like I said, a number one bit is the answer. You can see the hole, the eye hole lines up with the screw hole, and you put your first screw in at the top. Okay? Second one goes right in the middle, the midpoint. And then finally, the last one goes down on the bottom. And the bottom, you got to push it in a little bit, I found. There you go. So it just snapped in. All right, that one's done. I have a hand screwdriver with me because of the angle. I just make sure that they're tight. I give it just a hand turn. It just makes it easier. All right, this panel's ready. Now we're going to put together panel C and D. It's the same way, it's just the opposite direction. And I'm just going to lift this up. Arrows pointing up. This is panel C, the back panel. Panel D, the side panel. And again, I'm going to slide the back panel into the side panel. After I put this top screw in, I'm going to bring the camera close so you can see where I'm putting the screws in, because you're a little bit far right now. I'm going to give you a better perspective. The balancing act here. These two parts together working alone. This is a one-man job. You just have to coordinate. If you have someone to help you, it makes it that much easier. Okay. You get one screw in, you're good. So I just want to bring this closer for you so you see the holes. So you can see I put that screw in over there. This one will go in there. And then you have the one at the bottom that I told you that you're going to have to adjust. That's where that damage was. It's no big deal. It'll be against the wall. You won't even see it. And that's where I'm putting that. I put two more screws in. And then we'll join the back. Okay, again, I'll take my hand screwdriver and just make sure they're tight. Okay. Now we're going to join the back. So the back is basically an overlap. And you just overlap the back here and push it together. And the screws are put in from the side here. Okay, let me show you again. I'll bring you in close here. You can see up there, connection there, connection here, and a connection on the bottom down there. Okay, so you have three connections where three screws will go. I'm going to put those three screws in now. Line, screws in. One. Two. And the final on the bottom. Three. I'll double check with my hand screwdriver. I can at least get a little turn out of it when I use the hand screwdriver because of the angle of the impact. So it's just make sure they're tight. Okay, so here we go. The front, the two side panels, and the back panel are assembled. So now we're going to move on to the lower panel front connector. It connects the lower kick plate. So we'll connect the lower kick plate and the header panel. So first thing is they want us to do the header. However, you're only going to put 2 screws in there because we have to get the panel in. And if you put all the screws in, as I learned, but that doesn't work out so well. Oh, and there's 2 grooves in here, which is important to note. So you have a groove here, 3 screws, a groove, and 3 screws. This hole, basically nothing. Don't worry about that hole. It's a manufacturing hole. So I'm going to slide it in, right into there. I'm going to pull in, slide this one in, push it in. So now it's in place. I'm going to put 2 screws, 1 on each side. And the 2 screws I put in there are going to be on the bottom. So of those 3 screws, the one on the bottom here, so it'll be 1, 2, 3, we're going to put it at the bottom. And that's important. So I'm going to try and show you this. So I'm going to put it right here, down here. And on the other side, the same thing. The reason that we're putting it on the bottom is because we don't want to interfere with putting the top panel in. So there's a top panel that goes in there, which will be one of the next things. All right, we're now going to put in the bottom. So let's get the bottom panel kick plate in. Same scenario. We're going to put, so you can see here, you have 2 areas where there are marks that we have to follow. And the 2 screw holes we're going to use are the 2 upper ones, because we're going to use this to slide actually in this one we'll only put screws on one side, and we're going to leave the other one out until we put the bottom panel in, because we have to put it in, we have to slide it in, do one side first and then slide the other side down. So I think that's what we're going to do here. Okay, so I'm going to slide this panel in now, right like that. And there's 2 notches there that those grooves go into. And I'm going to pull this side together. Same thing there. I'm going to slide it into those 2 grooves, those notches, and then it comes flush. If you're flush, you're in. So I'm going to put 1 screw on each side. That's all I'm going to do. And that's on the top. 1. And make sure it's going to twist a little bit when that screw goes in. You just have to pull it back into place again. And I'll put one up here too. Same thing. Just pull it back in place. All right. 1 and 1. We got 2 more on the bottom on each side. We got to put in 2 more on the top that we have to put in. So now we're going to get the other panel. The bottom panel first, which is panel H. That's not marked. And how do we know panel H? Panel H has 2 notches, 1 on each side, and has 2 screw holes. That's for these 2 screws in the back and these 2 notches, so they can bypass that bracket in the front with the 2 screws or 3 screws, but I only put 1 screw on each side so it doesn't give us a problem. And we'll put those screws in afterwards. So you can see there, that's the 1 screw I put in. And then we got 1 here and 1 here. This latch that you see, this pinch latch, basically is the latch where that shelf is going to snap into. And then we're going to screw it. We're going to flip the panel, the cabinet over, and then we're going to screw it from the bottom. Okay? So, and then we have to put 2 more screws in over here. So let me show you how that works. So like I said, 2 screw holes are in the back. These two holes go in the back. I'm going to slide this in first. Like that. Now, see? And I'll show you this so you see it and you understand it. See that screw? So now it can bypass that screw with no problem. If I put those other screws in, then you're not going to be able to put this in place, this bottom panel. So now I'm pushing it in place. You just give it a little bang, now it's in, and we're good. And then what I'm going to do is, I'm going to put those last 2 screws on each side in. Hopefully you can see what I'm going to do here. I know it's a little crooked, but at least you can see what I'm doing. I'm just going to put those screws in. Okay, that's one side. And now I'm going to put in the other side. See, if you put these screws in before you build the cabinet, you're never going to get that bottom panel in. We're going to have to flip it over in a little bit, but before we do that, we're going to do the top panel now. Top panel is pretty easy. This is panel number G. Okay, so here's a picture of all the panels, just so you know. This is panel G. And this goes from underneath up and in. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4 holes. We have 4 in the back here, and then we have 3 holes here. Okay, and one way to know it has these little perforations right here, that's the front. And then what we're going to do is just tilt it in like this and work it till it goes up. And when you put your hand on the top, it should be flush. And it takes some wiggling to get it done. It's not a 1, 2, 3 process, just so you know. And sometimes you may have to pull it, see what's holding it up. Okay. Oop, almost knocked you over. Hang in there. Okay, trying to see what's holding this up. Okay, it's a little muscle. Bang it up, and you can see that's the way it should look when it's in place. And it goes from underneath, not on top. You won't get it in if you try from the top. Okay, the screws. Is basically 4 screws in the back, which will be 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to put those in now. Those 4 screws. And as you put screws in, the panels are going to move from the pressure pushing on the panel. Okay. And then there's 3 screws in the front, which I'll show you right now. So we got one that goes here, there's one here, and then there's one over here, kind of on the back side, that you have to put those in. I'm going to do right now. Oop. In this situation, it's good to have a flashlight, your cell phone. Yeah, there it is. On this. Okay, yeah, that's it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's two. Let's do it one more time. Okay. I have to use my phone. Okay, here we go. Got it. Two, and then the last one that's on this side. Very important to have a number one bit. Number one driver bit is key to this job because the screws fit right in there. Okay, this is done and in place. We're going to flip it over and put screws in the bottom. So let's get that done. So we have 2 screws there, and I believe we got a few in the front. Let's take care of these 2 first. Knock these out, and we'll go for the next ones. Okay, a couple of screws here I'm going to put in. We're going to flip it over, put a couple more screws in. Screw there. There. Oh, we got this side. Flip over. Don't hit anything. Don't damage anything. Actually, we'll do this on its side. Yeah. Okay. So there are a couple of screws. Oh, okay, I know what this is. Alright, so we gotta put the feet on, that's what it is. That's what holds this in place. Okay, so let's get the feet. So we have 4 of these. We have to install. Okay, so these are the receiver plates. On the back has a nut that's welded. Okay. And then this is the bottom. So this flush part is what's going to go like that. Okay? Take some screws and I put them on the top here. Put a screw in. The bit. And there's all these holes are all pre-drilled already. Pretty quick. Okay. And then you screw a foot in there. You can go bring it a little close here so you see. That's it right there. And then I'm just going to screw this in. There we go. And I just screw them all the way down. I'm hoping my floor is level, which I suspect it is. Concrete work here is pretty good. So we should be good. I just tighten it. Okay, and then we'll do the next one. Same thing. Put a screw in there. That you want to go in. There we go. Always one side, then the other. Don't put screws all in on one side.
not a good thing to do because then you get the wedges. This is not working. Don't like it. So I'm going to back this out. Okay. I'm going to put this one in. This is not lining up right. I don't like this, the way this one's working out. So I'm going to take this back out. Now I see why. So that back panel, or this front panel, is not sitting all the way forward, and that's what's happening here. Alright, so to fix that problem, I'm going to put in this screw first. I know exactly what's going on here. So I'm going to put this screw back in. Okay? And then I'm going to push that panel out. That panel is not holding in there properly. And that's what's happening. That's what it is. Okay. Now it aligns properly. Sometimes you have to fudge it a little bit. Okay. And put the foot, and on the bottom here you can see it'll take a Phillips screwdriver or a flathead screwdriver. Okay. So you can just tighten it up that way if you want. Okay, I'm going to flip it over the other side, do the other two, and this will be done. Okay, we're going to take this label off that's over here. It says made in China. Everything's made in China today. It's not China, it's made in Taiwan. It's not Taiwan, it's in India. But maybe that'll change now. Okay. And that pulls right off. So this is in mine, it's the front panel that you have to play with a little bit to make sure that this aligns properly. If it's not aligning, because of the panel is not right. And that includes your screw holes should align. The back is easy, non-issue. Runaway screw. Okay. Okay. Feet on. Okay. So wherever I put that nut, it's not centered. So I'm going to have to get a pliers to force it in there. You know, metal parts, they don't always do the right job. It's always a problem. Never easy. Now I'm using a vice grips. See if I can force it in now, which I'm getting there without hopefully breaking this. There's always something you have to play with to get it to work. And this is one of them. Otherwise, I gotta take the plate off, remove the bolt, unweld the bolt, weld the bolt back on, paint it, do the whole thing. I'm not doing that. Screw that. If I can achieve this, I'll do this. Almost there. Now let's swing her up. Put the doors in, the shelves, and that should be all finished. Okay, so we're gonna put the shelves in and knock that out now. So we have these little clips here. And we're gonna put those in now. I'll show you how to do that. Basically, we're gonna put them. We have 4 shelves that go in here. Put the first one there. Second one. You put these in just like this. Third. I'm putting one below the hole every 2. So 1, 2, and then so 1, 2, and then I'm putting one of those. Okay, and then I'm putting one down here. And I don't know if I want it that way. I think, because in the bottom we always put a lot of large things in there sometimes, and sometimes on the top. So, I don't know, I'll leave it that way right now. And then it's hard when you open the doors if you can see under there, what's under there. Yeah, okay, we'll just leave it this way now. Okay, so I'm going to do this one here. Right below that hole, these holes here that I'm talking about. So 2 of those holes in between, because it makes it easier to put it in. It's like a marker. And of course, in the back here, same thing. It's all the same. And I'll put those in. We'll finish this up, put the shelves in. And of course you can put them anywhere you want. You adjust according to what you want your house. Okay. And the shelves go in no special way. They just go in, you just tilt them in like so. Just make sure that they're level. Just like that. Go. Okay, now we have to install the locks for the shelves. These locks are these little pieces here with these two little prongs on them, and we're going to install these pretty easily. These just snap in and they prevent the shelf from coming up. Goes like this in that direction, like that, and then you just, I put the corner in. Oops. I put the corner in first. If you have little fingers, it'll be a lot easier. Put the corner in first, and then just push this and snap it in. All right, and that's the way it looks when it's all done. All right, and you can't take the shelf out. And we're gonna do that throughout. So you have 4 of those per shelf that you have to put those in. So you see here, I put all the pins in, which basically prevent the shelf so it doesn't come out. I did all the shelves. You can leave them out if you want, totally up to you. So let's finalize. We're gonna get the doors on now. Pretty simple process for the doors. Basically you have 2 pins and 2 plastic washers. You're gonna put these down and in the bottom here. The washers are on the top. Okay, that's so your doors don't squeak and they glide smoothly. So that's the way it's gonna go in, okay? And I'm gonna put it in this hole right here, okay? And the washer is up. Same thing with this one. See that? Here's the washer on the top. I'm gonna put that one right in that hole. One there and one there. Now we're gonna grab the door. I'm gonna put the door in. And I'll show you how we do this. Okay, so there's the front of the door where the handle is here, you can see. And the lock is below, that's the correct side up. And then in the back here is a pin that you pull on the inside. Okay? And sometimes there's paint on it. So it's hard, don't pull it too far down, like I just did. Because then it comes out of the hole and it's spring loaded. So now you gotta work your way to get back in the hole. Okay, there it is, okay? All right, so we're gonna put the bottom in first, in that hole, that one there. Not that one, not that one. That one closest to the edge. We're gonna put it in to the pin I put on the bottom. First. And you'll know what's in there. And once that's in there, let me grab the camera, bring you on over. And once it's in there, next thing we're gonna do is, see that pin? We're just gonna pull it down a little bit, not too far, until it pops into that hole in the top. There's a hole there, kinda gotta work. There it is, bingo. It's now in, okay? You'll need the key to bring that down. Let me go get the key. Bring the deadbolt down. That's what they call that, a deadbolt. Okay. And now that is down, you can see. And now I'll put the last door in. Okay. And I'll do the same thing here. Pop it down just a little bit. There we go. Pops right in.
And that's it. That's the whole thing right there. You can see here that both are built and done. So here's the cabinet. I'll give you a walk around them both. I don't have my wide angle lens now. This is the back of the first cabinet I built. Here's the back of the second cabinet. Here's that dent that's on the back of the panel. You'll never see it anyway, so I'm cool with that. I'm not going to bother calling them to say I need another panel. But you basically can see key mechanism works well. Shelves are good. So now I'm going to get them into place and then we'll close out. Okay guys, today I showed you how to put the FEDMAX metal cabinets in, assemble them, properly assemble them. This is a quick assembly, pretty simple to do. These are pretty nice cabinets. The keys are not keyed alike. I tried them before. It doesn't work. So actually I like these cabinets. They lock nice, they close nice. Pretty happy with these. Nice set of cabinets, they're about 300 bucks a piece. I'll put a link below. You can buy them right on Amazon. Amazon, due to the pandemic, is shipping very slow. Nice set of cabinets. Matches my floor. Goes well in my garage. And if you have questions, ask below. I'll put links below. Make sure you like, hit the bell for new content coming out. Leave a comment. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. I have lots of things coming out, either in reference to fasteners, cars, garages, cabinets, household items. Basically an array for this channel. Thanks for watching. Tell your friends about my channel, and hope to see you soon. Thanks for watching.